We become so obsessed with how people see us that we've forgotten how to truly live. Dancing in the rain shouldn't be radical, but it is. And I'm here to prove that doing the thing everyone else avoids is exactly how you build courage, confidence, and joy. And we can all use a little bit more of those these days. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us for clips throughout the weeks to brighten your day. Welcome to the Say Yes Experience. I'm your host, Jessica Rector. If this is your first time here, welcome, friend. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so excited you're here. This episode is sponsored by Breakspace. Join the career break and sabbatical community that helps you plan your pause, rediscover life, and return to a career you love at beyondabreak.com. That's beyondabreak.com. On day 6 of my 100 days of Say Yes experiences, I found myself standing at my front door, staring out at a thunderstorm. My brain was screaming, "Don't do it. You'll get soaked. What will people think if they see you?" But something deeper inside said, "This is exactly why you have to do it." What happened next didn't just free me for a moment, it reminded me how fear of judgment is holding us back in every aspect of your life. So, in this episode, I'm taking you into the rain with me. We'll talk about why these small moments matter, how to stop waiting for permission to live, and the ripple effect one bold yes can have on your entire life. So, stick around because by the end, you'll have your own challenge, one that could completely rewire how you face fear. So it was raining outside, and it wasn't just raining, it was lightning and thundering. And in that moment, I thought, okay, should I go dance in the rain? Nah. Talking myself out of it. I'll get wet. Will people think I'm weird? It's like all these thoughts started going through my mind at the same time. And then I thought, I don't want to get wet. I don't like getting wet with clothes on. And that's going to feel weird. I'm going to look weird. And again, it was only in my front yard, my driveway, but yet that hesitation and all the negative thoughts started playing over and over in my head. And in the moment, I said, no, I'm going to do it. Let me go find something to wear. I go in my closet, rummaging through all my clothes, trying to find out what isn't that big of a deal to get wet. Not like whatever gets wet couldn't be easily dried in the dryer. But it just goes to show those thoughts that become a battle in your head. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Am I going to look weird? Does it matter if I look weird? I'm in my front yard. Do people care? Is anybody even going to be going by? Is anybody really going to see me? All these things. It's like this internal fight going on before I ever even stepped out in the rain. And as I was trying to go through what am I going to wear in my head, the thought that the clothes could actually dry didn't even occur to me. It was, what don't I mind getting wet in this moment? And by the time that I realized, okay, I'm going to go out, it had stopped raining and I'd missed my moment. And I stopped and I paused and I literally told myself, Jessica, you've got to be kidding. You were so in your head, so trying to figure out the perfect quote unquote thing to wear in the rain. Is there even a such thing as a perfect thing to wear in the rain? No. But I was sitting there trying to figure out the perfect thing to wear in the rain. And because of that, I missed the moment. It's completely stopped raining. And I didn't know if it was even going to rain more that day. And so I told myself, if it rains again, you're not going to think about it. You're not going to sit there and battle in your head. You're going to go out in the rain in exactly what you're wearing. And at that time, I had leggings on, pajama shirt on, and these winter boots that were actually my son's shoes because they were the closest, easiest shoes to put on. And so I decided I'm just going to go out exactly like that because who cares what I'm wearing out in the rain? No one. But as I sat there and thought about going out in the rain, wearing this imperfect outfit, I started thinking about all those thoughts that started going through my mind. Why was I hesitating? What did it even matter? And the shame and the judgment show up like big decisions in small moments. Our brains have been wired like that. You start hearing things as a kid. You don't want to be different. You don't want to look stupid. You don't want to embarrass yourself. And then you start replaying them over and over in your head. And I heard it when I was a kid. You're too loud. Can you just be quieter? Can you sit still? Do you have to talk so much? Stop talking. Just be silent. So as I was growing up, I was scared to ask questions, especially in class. I mean, think of yourself as, a preteen and a teenager. I was scared to volunteer, even if I knew the answer. I was scared to be too seen. And little by little, I worked through that. But I remember having the answer to questions, but not really wanting my voice to be heard. Scared. Are people going to think I talk too much? Are they going to think I volunteer too much? Are they going to think that I'm a know-it-all? Are they going to, all this self-judgment I was doing to myself from things that I had heard from other people and that I believed to be true. I even heard it throughout college. People telling me that I talked too much, people telling me that I was too loud, people saying, "Can you ever sit still?" And little by little, I worked through those things. I started speaking up more. I started standing up for myself and others, coming out of that shell, because really there was so much of just a shell going on because I bought into all of those things as though they were fact, as though they were the truth, as though my voice wasn't important enough to be heard, as though my opinion didn't matter because I talked too much or I shared it too much. I gave it too much. I shared my ideas and what I thought we should do too much, too loudly, too often. And so I quieted myself and I became smaller to make other people around me feel better, to make them feel better about themselves. And so many times in our lives, we do that without even realizing that we're doing it. Want your event to do more than just motivate? Want it to transform? Hi, I'm Jessica Rector, CEO of the Say Yes Experience, #1 best-selling author, and the keynote speaker and experience creator companies call when they're serious about change. I don't just speak, I'm known to move people. From the main stage to custom Say Yes Experience team building events, your group will crush comfort zones, ignite connection, and fuel mental wellness and peak potential, all while having the kind of fun that actually sticks. Whether it's a leadership summit, company offsite, or all hands meeting, we bring immersive, energizing experiences that unlock what's next for your people and business. So if you're ready to ditch burnout and lead your team into bold action and a Say Yes culture, book me now at jessicarector.com or email me at jessica@jessicarector.com. And hey, subscribe to the Say Yes Experience podcast right here. It's where the movement starts.
You've heard of a bucket list, things you want to do before you die, right? At the Say Yes Experience, we believe in something truly more powerful. The Say Yes bucket list, the things you want to do to truly start living. It's about feeling alive, breaking out of routine, and turning someday into right now. We've created a free Say Yes bucket list template to help you get started, so you can move to ideas to action and start saying yes to light, the things that light your fire. So don't wait to truly start living, and download your free template today.
Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and make sure that you share with someone who feels overwhelmed or feel like they need to do everything themselves, because this could be exactly what they need to hear to lighten their load and reduce their stress. But little by little, I built my confidence up. I started believing in myself and who I really was instead of what others thought about me or who others wanted me to believe. And think of a time in your life, and maybe you're doing it right now, where you're shrinking yourself to what you think is normal, whatever that is, or to what you think others will approve of or like, or the stories that you've told yourself because you heard it growing up. And when you do that, it keeps you from showing up as you really are and who you're really meant to be, because you've bought into those lies as though they're truth, as though they're fact. And then that becomes a story that you tell yourself. And that becomes that by which you navigate everything else in life, your relationships, your career, how you parent, how you lead, how you love, how you communicate, how well you listen and engage and interact with other people. You edit yourself in your daily life for approval, from what you post on Instagram to what you wear to the grocery store, to making sure that your hair is done and you have makeup on before you go outside, or that you have the filter on before you post something. And that becomes the mirror for a bigger cultural issue, the approval that you need in order to please other people. It's as though you're saying, I don't want people to see you for who you really are, just the small fraction of the part that you put out into the world, that you put out on social media, that shows just the perfect aspects of life, which isn't really life itself. It's you trying to perceive yourself and to show the world that life is glamorous, life is beautiful, life is awesome, life is amazing, life is perfect. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't show the good stuff. Of course, show the amazing things, but also give people a representation of who you really are, that things aren't always glamorous, that you have challenges, that you have issues, that you face them. And if they judge you based on that, let them, because that is not the life. And if they judge you based on that, let them. My sister gave me this saying that I just love. It's be who you are, say what you feel. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And it's by Dr. Seuss. And it's just so true that the people in your life who mind that you're showing up as yourself are really not important in your life. The ones that matter want you to show up as yourself, want you to really be who you are. Now, when it was raining and lightning and thundering outside, not for 1 second did I go, should I go out there or should I not go out there because it may be dangerous, because I could get hurt? Didn't for 1 second think that. I literally thought, I need to dance in the rain. I've never known what that was feel like to really intentionally be out in the rain and to be dancing in the rain. Because typically when it rains, I want to run for cover. I don't want to, even if my hair is a disaster, I don't want it to get ruined anymore. I don't want to get my clothes wet or my shoes soggy and ew, yuck, wet socks on your feet. Which again, I don't even know why it's a big deal. The risk of actual danger was absolutely there. It didn't even matter. So if you compare how the brain weighs real fear, like safety, versus imagined fear, judgment, the judgment was bigger than the real fear of safety. In fact, the real fear never even entered my mind to begin with. It was only about, am I wearing the perfect outfit for the rain? Are people going to look at me and think I'm weird? Are they going to judge me? What are they going to think or say? But the lightning striking me never once occurred to me. What kept me inside was the fear of what neighbors would say, or someone driving by and thinking, okay, what is going on over there? Someone that I don't even know, someone that I would never see face to face. But yet, that's an interesting concept, that the real fear of safety never entered my mind, but the imagined fear of judgment weighed on my mind, and weighed on my mind hard. So where in your life is that fear of judgment outweighing any kind of real fear, pain, safety, that you might get hurt, and you're taking this judgment and allowing it to outweigh anything else in your life? So then all of a sudden, I hear lightning and thunder start up again and it starts sprinkling. So I'm standing there watching outside my front door for the moment that it starts raining hard. I go out when it's just sprinkling outside because I think maybe that's going to be my only opportunity. The only opportunity when it's just sprinkling, I'd rather it be a little bit than me totally miss the opportunity and not be able to do it at all. So there I was outside in my pajama shirt, leggings, and my son's winter boots that I just threw on, standing out there when it's sprinkling and just letting the rain fall on me, just really soaking it in. Then I feel it start to rain harder and a little bit harder. And as the rain was literally pouring hard down on me, I was actually scared to look up because I didn't want the water getting right into my eyeballs and feeling that pain. But then I thought, okay, Jessica, you don't have to have your eyes open when you look up. So I had both of my arms out fully to the side, my head up at the sky, and I just let the rain fall on my face, pour down on my face. And it just felt freeing. It felt so peaceful and liberating to be able to make that choice, to be out there and not care, to literally just take it in, getting soaked in the moment. I made songs up in my head, sang them out loud, like, whoa, halfway there, whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand, or make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer, living on a prayer. And as I was doing this, I was doing different dances. I like Bon Jovi, so bad medicine is what I need. Whoa, shake it up just like bad medicine. There ain't no doctor that can cure my disease. And as I was singing these songs to myself, I started off swaying to the music with Living on a Prayer. Then I started doing the tango with myself, by myself, to the Carlton, from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, to the Running Man, that dance we did in the 80s. And I was absolutely having a blast. It felt so freeing. There was a car that drove by me right in the middle of it. I didn't care. I spun around in some circles, but not too much because spinning around in too many circles these days leaves me a little dizzy and making sure that I wanted to maintain my balance. But I started laughing so hard like I was a kid again. And I wondered to myself, why have I never done this before? Why have I not done this before? Anytime it rains, I run for cover. Now, if you're a Bridgerton fan and you've seen that on Netflix in season 1, the very end, I don't know if it was episode 7 or 8, I'm thinking it was probably 8, where the Duke and the Duchess are having this. Actually, it was 8 now that I'm thinking about it. The Duke and the Duchess are having this grand party, and it starts raining in the middle of it. Everyone runs for cover except for them. The Duke tries to take the Duchess in, and she stays out there in the pouring rain. And the Duke starts apologizing, and she says, even a Duke can't control the weather. And he says, I know it didn't turn out the way you wanted. And I'm paraphrasing. And she says, no, it turned out better. And that's what like the rain feels like. It just comes down and it is just so freeing. It's almost like washing yourself away and you can be and do anything that you want. You just feel more alive because it really wasn't about the rain. It was about letting go about these judgments that I had, letting go of the negative thoughts that were coming in my head, letting go of what I think people are going to say or think about me, because let's face it, they're probably not thinking or saying anything about me, even the car that drove by. But it was literally just giving myself permission to do something that I wanted to do and not edit myself and not worry about other people. I was feeling lighter, freer, more alive in just those few moments. And even if you want to do that when there's literally no rain going down, just start singing a song in your head, your favorite song, or a makeup song. Like, I make up songs all the time in my head. It literally could be something that I want to say to someone. And instead of saying it to them, I just sing it to myself. And so sometimes it's just that getting back to being a kid again, being more playful, more joyful, more fun. My son often tells me, Mommy, you don't have to be so serious about everything. And in those moments when he tells me that, I literally am like, you're right. Why did I say that so seriously? Or why did I take that so seriously? He'll be like, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. When I took it as though he wasn't being playful, that he was dead serious. So I need to be serious too. But let's just get back to that jovial heart, feeling lighter, freer, more joyful, having more fun, smiling more, laughing more, finding the things in the day that make you happy and that light you up on the inside. When I came back inside, I wasn't just wet. I felt something change inside of me, that lightness, that joy, that laughter. And that's what's called presence, being human. It was a reset button that I didn't know that I needed, and one that you might need right now too. So even if it's not raining, what's one small thing you can do today to reset, to step into something that's a little bit uncomfortable to you, just to prove that you can do it? Because my friend, you can do hard things. You can do things that make you uncomfortable. No matter what you're going through, whether it's a divorce, a move, starting a new job, you can do anything. Even the small things you often forget about. Something playful, something joyful, something silly or goofy, just to tap into that kid-like self again. The Say Yes experience is the movement that helps you adapt to change, enhance mental wellness, and stretch into what's possible. We tailor every experience to your specific challenges and goals, whether that's preventing burnout, building resilience, or creating a culture of bold action and connection. Whether it's a getaway with your friends or creating something for small teams to an entire organization, this is where transformation begins. Say yes to growth. Say yes to a custom experience designed just for you. Let's build and develop your own Say Yes experience at jessicarector.com. This episode is sponsored by... Wish you could hit pause, catch a breath, and leave the rat race behind for a while? You can. Come check out Breakspace, a global community where mid-career professionals just like you are creating life-changing breaks every day. Founded by two leading break experts, this one-of-a-kind resource is your go-to for all things career break. With hands-on coaching, dynamic courses, and genuine connection, you don't have to go at it alone. Visit gobreakspace.com to learn more and join today. The funny and cool thing is, as when I edited the video and posted it out there, I had several people reach out to me when they saw the post and they said, I was so inspired by this. I did this myself. Apparently, it rained where they were too. One person said she's always been scared to do it, but she loved how good that she felt, not just in doing it, but after the fact, knowing that she can do it and that she can tap into that playful, joyful part of herself again, because so often we are serious or intense in life. We are busy people. Everyone is busy. I've got to go to these activities. I've got to do this for my kids. I've got to go to work. I got to do household things. I've got to go to this social gathering or this community thing in church. And we are constantly busy being busy. And in the process of that, you're intense, you're serious because things are serious these days, and you forget to tap into the playful, joyful, kid-like self. And so, always a good time to do that, because sometimes you do it and you don't even know how badly you need it. Several other people reached out and said when they did it, it was freeing just to let loose. They didn't realize how stressed out they'd been. And yes, 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 seems like stress is the norm these days, as well as burnout. So we've got to do things to de stress and unwind. And keep in mind that these small acts of being courageous, again, they don't have to be big, bold things. They can be small, courageous instances. Those are contagious. One person says yes, and then before you know it, someone else sees the possibility in themselves. So they say yes. Because, my friend, it's not about the rain, it's about showing up for yourself and how you can start living more. That you can do big, grand things, and you can also do small things that make a big and grand difference. And oftentimes, those small things that make that big, grand difference are the things sitting right in front of you at this exact moment that you let pass by. Because no one was standing there saying, Jessica, go outside. Jessica, go dance outside. I had to give myself permission to do it. You may be wasting years of time waiting for permission, because if you're waiting for somebody else to give you permission, you're going to be waiting an awfully long time. Whether that permission is from parents, bosses, society, spouse, friends, but permission is an inside job, my friend. So if you're still waiting for someone to tell you it's okay for you to go after your dream, you're going to die waiting. Now is the time to go after what you want. Now is the time to chase your dream. Now is the time to say yes to you. The only person that has to give you permission for it is yourself. So what's it going to take for you to give yourself permission to go after what you want and live the life that you love? Just like lifting weights builds muscles, saying yes to small discomfort builds courage. Today it's rain, tomorrow it's asking for help, pitching a big client, or saying no to something that's draining, because saying no is a different kind of yes, because you're saying yes to yourself. This story becomes a metaphor for training your resilience muscle. It's courage reps. Courage doesn't come from doing something one time and you go, yep, I got enough courage to last me. It is a muscle that you have to keep building. It's like, okay, I'm not done with that yet. You can't do it once and say, I'm done. It's a one and done kind of situation. I'm good. You got to keep doing it. And every little time you do it is going to build your courage a little bit more. One day you'll forget about it, just like my Spanish. So I took Spanish for 4 years in high school, 4 years in college, and now I'm doing Duolingo, learning Spanish again. My mom recently asked me, why don't you know more Spanish? You took 4 years in high school, 4 years in college. I didn't practice it. And if you don't practice something, you lose it. So if you don't continuously practice a language, you'll lose it. Just like the courage muscle. If you don't consistently practice and build up that courage muscle, you're going to lose it. You're going to forget about it. You're going to forget that you even have that muscle to begin with. Another way to think about it is, if you have not worked out or exercised or really had movement consistently in your life, and then all of a sudden you start stretching, you start running on a treadmill, you start lifting weights, what happens the next day? You are sore. You are really sore. Why? Because those muscles haven't been used, and they haven't been used consistently. So it doesn't mean the muscle doesn't work. It just means that they haven't had that same kind of activity before. And then once you start exercising and working out, your muscles get used to it, right? You build stronger, bigger muscles, but they get used to it. So they're not going to hurt as much. Same thing with the courage muscle. It's going to hurt. It's going to feel real awkward, real uncomfortable at the beginning. The more you do the things that you think are hard, you think are tough, they make you feel uncomfortable, or when you go to do them, you feel hesitant or nervous or unsure. The more you do those, the more you stretch that courage muscle and it becomes bigger and stronger. And so when you're faced with that same thing again, guess what? That courage muscle's already there. You're already like, I got this. I did this before. I can do it again. Not a problem. And the more you keep doing it, you build that muscle. But what also happens, just like when you're working out, it's not just working one muscle. It's working multiple muscles, whether you're working out your legs, your stomach, your arms, it's working out multiple muscles in conjunction. Just like the courage muscle, you're going to work it little by little. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get stronger. And it's not just working the courage muscle. You're building your confidence muscle at the same time. So your confidence starts here. You build that courage muscle. It expands. Your confidence muscle goes up. Courage muscle expands some more. Confidence muscle goes up. Courage muscle expands more. Confidence muscle. So you're building them at the same time. And you're not just building that confidence muscle in one area of your life. It's expanding out to multiple areas of your life. So it's expanding out into standing up for yourself. It's expanding into speaking up for others. It's expanding to sharing your ideas, your thoughts, your opinions. That means not just at work, but also in relationships. Also when you're having those difficult or tough conversations. Also in parenting. Also in your friendships. Also in your partner. It literally starts expanding in other areas of your life, and all along you're becoming a better version of yourself. So next time it rains, don't run for cover, my friend. Run outside, dance. And when you do, make sure you tag me or message me so I can celebrate with you. Because dancing in the rain is all about joy in the middle of storm, which is really a great metaphor for life, right? There's always storms are brewing of some kind, whether your job is on the fence, a project isn't working out the way you planned, you're in a disagreement with someone in your life, you posted something on social media and you got a bunch of backlash, you didn't hit your projected revenue goals or goals for commission or business revenue goals. Whether you didn't hit your revenue goals, your goal for commission, weight loss goals, something is not going perfect in our lives. And when that doesn't happen, we feel like we're in the middle of a storm.
Hey, I'm Blaze, and the CS experience was my idea. I created it to help my mom, Jessica Rector. When she was traveling and keynote speaking a lot and on the verge of burnout, I wanted her to say yes to herself, to joy, and to what's possible. What started out with me helping her find a new ice cream around town had turned into a movement. So together we wrote this book, The Say Yes Experience, with 52 powerful tips to help you prevent burnout, strengthen your mental health, and live intentionally. Step outside your comfort zone. One tip, one small shift, one big impact. Ready to say yes to a better you? Grab the Say Yes Experience at jessicarector.com/store.
Burnout isn't just exhaustion, it's a warning sign that something needs to change. 90% of the workforce has been in burnout in the last year alone, according to Gallup, and it's not going away anytime soon. It's even impacting the home life, but it doesn't have to be that way. In my powerful book, Blaze Your Brain to Extinguish Burnout, 52 Keys to Prevent, Breakthrough, and Beat Burnout, I show you how to take back control, reignite your energy, and transform overwhelm into opportunity. Backed by research and real-life strategies, this isn't just another self-help book. It's your guide to lasting change, mental wellness, and saying yes to the life you deserve. Ready to break the burnout cycle? Grab Blaze Your Brain to Extinguish Burnout today at jessicarector.com/store. If you want to get a copy for your team or all your employees, reach out to me directly for rates at jessica@jessicarector.com. And life isn't about waiting for the rain to pass. It's about choosing joy in the middle of that storm, choosing to dance in the middle of the challenge that's going on, choosing to be joyful in the middle of the issue, choosing happiness when the project isn't going well, when the relationship didn't work out, whether that's going through a divorce or a breakup or you're in a fight with someone, choosing yourself. And that's what saying yes really means, because storms will come and go at different times in our lives and in various ways. But how you move in them and through them decides whether you're living or just surviving. And so, are you choosing to just survive? Let me just get through this, then I can. Or are you choosing to live in the midst of it? Yes, this isn't going well. Yes, this is not perfect. Yes, this did not go as I expected or as I planned. But yet, I'm choosing to actively participate, actively be happy, actively live in the middle of this. Or are you choosing to let me just keep my head above water? Because that, my friend, is a choice. You can choose to barely survive, or you can choose to live no matter what storm is brewing around you, no matter what tornado you are in the middle of. And truly living means that you have to be active, paying attention, engaged, not just with yourself, but with those around you, and for showing up as your best, amazing in every situation. That doesn't mean it's perfect. It just means you're showing up and doing your best at that time, no matter what that looks like. Because, my friend, it's time you start to live more. It was never about the rain. It was about the rules I thought I had to follow. Don't look foolish. Don't draw attention. Don't be different. We hear these things growing up and continue to repeat them to ourselves. The second I broke them, I felt free. And the wildest part, people who saw me doing it wanted to try it for themselves. That's how movements work. One bold yes at a time. So here's my challenge for you. The next time it rains, don't run for cover. Run into the rain. Dance, even if it's for 30 seconds. And when you do, tag me or message me, because I want to celebrate your courage and maybe even share your story. And if this episode hit home for you, share it with a friend who needs a reminder to stop living for approval, start living for joy and for themselves. And if you're a brand who aligns with resilience, living boldly, and wanting to make an impact, connect with us if you're looking to sponsor our podcast. We'd love to help you reach amazing people and help them live more. Reach out to hello@sayyesexperience.com. hello@sayyesexperience.com. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, because we are just getting started. Each Say Yes experience helps us discover, uncover, and explore our ways to step out of our comfort zone and into our potential. Until next time, your next breakthrough is only one bold yes away. I believe in you. Keep saying yes so you can live more.